Welcome to Bishop Legal News, where we review appellate and Supreme Court decisions that may affect the outcome of your own case. In the February 2006 case of Sheikh v. Choe, the Washington Supreme Court considered the scope of the state's liability for crimes committed by children in the custody of the Department of Social and Health Services, or DSHS. On March 27, 1999, Abba Sheikh was assaulted in the parking lot of a West Seattle mini-mart by 4 juveniles. 2 of the assailants, Anderson and Pierre, resided in the home of Emma Daniels as a result of placement arrangements by DSHS. Anderson was placed with Daniels as a dependency guardianship, under which DSHS's supervision was limited. Pierre was a foster child placed with Daniels, for whom DSHS's supervision was more extensive. A few months before the assault, Daniels had asked the court and DSHS to have Anderson and Pierre removed from her home due to their criminal behavior and general incorrigibility, so DSHS was aware of the behavioral problems presented by these 2 juveniles. Mr. Sheikh sued the state of Washington for DSHS's alleged negligent placement and failure to properly supervise the 2 juveniles. The state's motions to dismiss were denied. The jury returned a verdict in favor of Mr. Sheikh for over $10 million in damages. The Washington Supreme Court reversed. Under a case called Taggart, the Supreme Court had previously recognized that parole officers have a duty to protect the public from the dangerous propensities of offenders of whom they have taken charge. But the Supreme Court found a fundamental distinction between the Taggart cases, which supervise and impose conditions on criminals because they are criminals in order to protect the public, and DSHS's child welfare system, which exists to protect abused children from harm. As a result, the Supreme Court held that DSHS owed Mr. Sheikh no duty to protect against the actions of these dependent children. On a separate issue, the court reaffirmed that foster parents are independent contractors whose actions do not impose vicarious liability on the state. This case is important because it refuses to extend the Taggart doctrine outside the area of supervision of dangerous offenders into the area of placement of dependent children. The Supreme Court has made it clear that foster care is for the protection of the children themselves, not for the protection of the general public. Legal news happens fast and can quickly affect the outcome of pending cases. Each case is unique, so this case does not necessarily indicate the outcome of your case. Feel free to check back here for future editions of Legal News. I am James Banks for Bishop Legal.